So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Yin Yoga. As we always do, we'll take a comfortable seat, any way that helps you feel stable and uh, steady. The spine feels long and light. The breath feels easy. And we signal to the body every time we come to the mat. We close the eyes, we take a breath through the nostrils, and it starts to remind the body that's a habit that we create on purpose to settle, to relax, to come to an inner awareness. And sometimes all it takes is a breath or two, wherever you are in your day, to just pause, send that signal again to the nervous system and to the body and the cells. Oh, yes, I know this place. This is my safe place. I'm calm. I'm grounded. Today, as we practice, we're moving towards the week of Thanksgiving. And so, a lot of the focus today for me is to tap into the heart a little bit more, moving towards that, what we call the heart vibration. Talked about this last week, where the heart vibration is much, much stronger and bigger than the brain vibration. And the study now shows that the heart informs the mind, not the other way around. So it can be confusing, right? Because the brain might be sending the signal to the heart to pump and beat and function. But the heart energy, the heart sort of quantum physics of the heart informs the mind in how we see the world, how we respond to the world. And so breathing into the heart center, right in the center of your chest. And see from the inside if you can feel your front body kind of expand, your side body expand, maybe even the back body a little bit. Sending prana to the heart and connecting on this deep level. Allow the hands to come to center, palms at your heart. Take a moment for gratitude here. Make it simple. Allow it to be something that you could really integrate. I'm grateful for being on the mat. I'm grateful for taking a moment for myself. I'm grateful for the sun shining and the birds singing. Whatever it is, and take a deep breath into that. And then allowing the hands to release down, softly fluttering open the eyes. All right. So let's meet on the mat. We're going to lie down like we always do. Start with our somatic work. Check in with ourselves, see where we are. So on your back, please. Feel free to bend your knees, adjusting your spine on the mat before you lay all the way down. Sometimes we need that little moment. All right, ladies. I forgot to do something. So my screen's going to go black for a second, but it's going to come right back up. Just need to plug in this monitor so I can see you. Okay. So once you're lying down all the way, legs down, arms down, turn your palms open. Just let your body settle, get heavy on the floor, on the mat, on the earth. And you'll be called right away to something obvious, like maybe there's a little glitch in your back, or maybe your knees are bothering you, anything like that. Your physical body, what's happening? And I like to remind you that if there's nothing happening, that just means you're neutral, and that's great. Nothing wrong with that. Notice how your body's breathing without you trying to move it or change it. Just notice what you feel and sense with the body breathing. Notice the state of your mind. Noticing any emotions, the quality of your heart. And finally, notice the quality of your prana, the energy of you. If you're not sure what I mean by that, a simple way to think about it is, do you feel tired? Do you feel exhausted? When you lay down on the floor, does your body go, oh my God, I'm so tired? Or maybe you're super excited and you've got a lot of energy, like when you're super anxious or excited about something. I've got a little bit of mix going on because, my visits to go see my sister are wonderful and beautiful and loving, and I'm really grateful to go, and they can be really hard. So, both and. Okay, so let's start with our first somatic movement. Bring your legs in closer. If you can, take your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and let your elbows splay open. Now, if that's not going to work for you, you can take your arms open on the floor like a T or cactus arms. Find something that works for your shoulders. The one behind your head is nice because you're putting a little bit of pressure against the fingers, and we have fascia all around the fingers and hands that tend to get a little sticky. Right knee bends, foot on the floor. So this is the one where we're going to drop the knee into the midline. Just let it fall inward. And then I want you to push a little bit into the foot and start to peel your right hip away from the floor, keeping your right shoulder anchored. Now you might go a little, you might go a lot. Just depends on what's going on with you. Take a breath here, big long breath. And then let everything come back to center. And we're just going to go in and out of that maybe 6 or 7 times. So drop the knee in, push into the foot, peel the hip away. You might notice the waist and the ribs on that side start to come off the floor also. The yogis and the people that teach yin a lot call this a kidney pump because we're working along the energetic line of the kidney. The kidney energy line is our most profound energetic channel in the body. So we want to keep this one healthy. And this is a simple thing to do. When I'm feeling a little bit like a bit disconnected, I find myself, fussing around a lot. I'll get on the floor and do this one. And then that leads me to do other things. Once you get down on the mat, you start to incorporate things that you like when you do them. Do one more here. Really at the end range of that motion, just pause there for a moment and really notice that sense that you're feeling, that sort of stretchy, deep fascial stretch. And then let it release. Bring your hands down, bring your leg down, and pause in the middle. And become very aware of that right side. How the right side feels different to the left. And then go ahead and bend your left knee, put your left foot on the floor, take your hands back where they were, and then we'll start on this side. So the knee just falls in naturally. You'll find an end range, and then push into your foot, peel your left hip and waist away from the mat, keeping your left shoulder down. Take a breath in that big end range and then allow it to release back. So a little bit of a spring-like action. So knee in, peel up, find your end range. You can pause there and take a breath if you like, if you're really getting a lot out of it, and then release. I'm so grateful to teach this class this morning, right before I have to travel. As I say often, this class is like a moving meditation. So it really does help the physical body, but it also really helps the mind. And you might notice that when you finish class, like you feel so much different than when you entered the room, the Zoom room. Allowing this kidney pump now on this left side to do its magic. The kidney meridians are on both sides, just like our kidneys are on both sides. And so do one more, just pausing at that end range, really feel into it. Nice, long, deep breath. And then when you come back to center, pause, legs down, arms down. And you just notice the difference and the qualities of the body and the qualities that you might have noticed in the beginning, but maybe have shifted. Go ahead and bend both knees. From here, roll to your side and push yourself up away from the floor. We're going to do a little series of seated work. And I like to remind people that it's okay to sit up on something. I wouldn't probably sit on your bolster. It's probably too high. But if you have a blanket, you can fold it a little bit. I always use my little beanbag meditation cushion up here. A little tiny thing I bought a long time ago at the Himalayan Institute. And then find a way that you can sit comfortably. I'm going to sit in Sukhasana with my feet crossed. You can sit in a different way. I want you to just go through a little breath pattern here with me before we start moving. So finding that quality of stability in the pelvis where you feel your sit bones. And if you sat up on the edge of a blanket, can you feel the sit bones right tipping over the edge of the blanket so that it helps your pelvis move into a neutral alignment? And then can you feel and sense the spine nice and tall without you struggling? I don't want you to put any muscular energy into it. And close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in and out through the nostrils in your own natural rhythm, whatever that happens to be, filling not only the heart energy center now, but maybe some of the belly. Where we feel and sense the abdomen move a little bit and the ribs move a little bit. Try not to make it too big. You don't want to work the breath here. Check in with your chin, that the chin is in a neutral position where you feel, I always say the crown of the head, which is towards the back of the skull more, that part's coming up to the sky, not the front of your forehead. And then pick up your right hand, lightly tap the outer right nostril and breathe in and out in the same pattern through the left. Now, if you don't know what to do with your fingers, you can take your first and second finger and put it on the middle of your eyebrows. Give you a little bit of a focal point. So this is one-sided alternate nostril breathing. We're just going to do this side. This is our yin breath. Tapping into the left channel of the right brain. And we're breathing into the channel of feminine energy, nourishment, cooling, inward focus. If you've got your fingers on your forehead, it helps to quiet the frontal lobe of the brain so we're not, thinking all the time. Let that go. And as we're breathing in and out through the left nostril, just notice the breath in the belly and in the chest. And take one more nice long breath. And then when you're finished, you can take your hand away and just pause here for a moment, noticing the effects of that short little pranayama. All right, go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to move through one of my favorite series that I've been doing lately. So we're going to stay in Sukhasana. If you're sitting this way, please stay that way. Again, it's okay for you to sit up on something. I want you to take your right hand on the floor. Left hand kind of comes all the way up to the hip crease, right where it hooks up to your pelvis, and push a little as you lean over. So let this right hand be a little support. Let your head go. So I always make this sort of option. So the lateral body, which is where we're focusing at the moment, is part of the side of the neck that goes all the way down under your arm and through your waist and side body. If that talks to your neck too much, turn your head down so that it doesn't feel so vulnerable. So we start here with this anchoring into the right hand or left hand, sorry. And I want you to have that sense, that feeling like, oh, this is not moving and it's pulling from that place right there. Let your shoulders feel heavy. We find our way where we can be in the sensation without it feeling too hard or vulnerable. The hand on the floor can help you. If you didn't have the hand there, you'd kind of keep going and you wouldn't be able to stay stable. So find a place where you can rest and be. Breathing into the side body. And when we breathe into and focus on this heart energy that I started with today, we can tap into that heart vibration, which is considered a higher vibrational state of joy, love, and compassion. And you can't have fear, anger, scarcity if you're in that higher vibration. They can't exist together. You can hop from one thing to another, for sure. And you get triggered, right? I talked about that before we started recording. You can get triggered by things, going to the dentist, for instance, or going to the doctors. You can get triggered by things and it can kick off this, what we call a habit, an ingrained habit internally. It's not physical, really. It's more, mental, mind, heart, of fear, scarcity. And then that takes us out of that heart vibration. So every time you take a breath, do that now. And then come back up. All right. Take this left hand, put it on your right leg, take your right hand behind you, and go into a nice long twist. Keeping that spine nice and tall. Remember to turn the belly, turn the heart, turn the shoulders, and turn the head. Find a place where you can use your arms without overusing them. And this is your second posture. And so what I was going to say is the tools that we learn in yoga, breath, stillness, gently moving the body, these things can help us when we get triggered. And you might remember my story of going to the dentist and having some work done, and how I was noticing, really paying attention to my body responses of tension and tightness and holding my breath. And I was in a state of fear, old sort of trauma responses from, long ago. And so I started using my breath. Of course, what else are you going to do in the dentist chair, right? My intention, I moved into my heart energy, breathing into my heart energy, and the body just softens. As soon as you do that, it's almost immediate. And then the experience is different. You start to build a new pattern. You start to build new neural pathways. The yogis call them samskaras, grooves, pathways, patterns that have developed over the course of our lives. Take one more breath. And now take your back hand, the one behind you, crisscross it over the top of the front arm, and hold onto your legs, bending your elbows and lean forward, letting your head dangle. We pause here and breathing into the sensations. You could even breathe into the back of your body here, tapping into the back of the heart. And when we do this intentional breath, intentional movement, we create what's called a flow state, where we're in the flow. Things feel easy, brighter, maybe even a little clearer, no matter what's going on. The cells listen and respond immediately to your own thoughts and your own intention. And as we begin to slow down, settling more and more into the body, into the shapes, deepening the breath, we start to notice some qualities that might be shifting. Take one more nice deep breath. And then go ahead and come up nice and slow. Now notice what leg you have in front. We're going to change it, but before we do that, let's stretch the legs out. Lean back a little bit, maybe rotate your ankles. Give yourself a minute in between your sides. Alrighty, you ready? Cross the other leg in front. See if you can bring your feet under your knees. So I always like to remind people, if you can see my feet, my ankles are crossed. This is not Sukhasana. Sukhasana is with your feet under your knees and your calves are crossed. Now, I have big calves, so they kind of get in the way. Do the best you can. Set nice and tall, and then take your other hand down on the floor. Walk, walk, walk. This one, the right hand's hooked up around your hip crease. Push a little bit just to get that action into the outer hip. Let yourself fold over, finding your end range of motion. And reminding you that the head can change position if you don't like this sideways position. It can feel a little bit challenging. The head is heavy, and pulling on your neck like that can feel a little tough. But if you can do it and it feels all right, stay. These muscles are really tight for most of us. Keeping that opposite hip anchored, letting the outer body feel open and spacious. Can you feel a stretch from your outer hip, waist, all the way up to through your neck? And so when you come to the mat, whether you're with me or not, you're sending the message of self-love, self-care to yourselves, to your heart. Every single time you take a moment for yourself, whether it's just sitting and having a cup of coffee and watching your birds outside. I mean, I have that bird app on my phone where you can identify the birds. And it was during the summer I went out in the morning and sat outside with my dog. And there must have been at least a half a dozen, if not more, birds out there singing, and I was able to identify about 6 or 7 of them. It was really quite cool. So something like that, where you're really feeling connected to something, nature, bigger than yourself. Take one more nice deep breath. And then slowly bring yourself up. Take the hand you had hooked onto your opposite leg and twist now to the opposite direction. Hopefully you're going to your left. Remember, from your base, your pelvis, solid base, move the lower belly, belly button, move the ribs, move the shoulders and heart, move the head all the way around. And find a way that you can hold yourself here without overworking your arms. Breathe deep into the heart and the ribs, feeling and sensing into, this that I call it stickiness, but it can feel like tightness. And as soon as you feel that, soften into it and breathe. When we get to that end range of motion and you can feel that tightness, you putting tension against the tissue so that they can soften and hydrate. Too much and your muscles start to contract and you won't get any benefit. Too little, nothing's happening and you won't get any benefit. You got to find your sort of sweet spot. And take one more nice deep breath. And then pick up your back hand, cross it over the front arm, hook your hands around your legs, bend your elbows, and fold forward. So elbows are crossed and legs are crossed. Let your body kind of melt over this. And as we practice, and we go through our practice, it's quiet, there's no distraction. We drop in a little deeper. We gain a little bit of insight into our own potential. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly start to bring yourself up. And then lean back on your hands, let your legs stretch out. And then take a moment for some ankle circles or maybe moving your legs around. You can always massage your legs. It's a long time. That set on each side was about 7 minutes, 7 minutes long. So it's a long time to sit cross-legged like that. Your body might not be used to it. Okay, so we're going to do an easy one. I want you to bring your feet together. This is butterfly pose. And because we started with the kidney meridian earlier, I want to give you a little action to help stimulate it. So take your thumbs to the point at the bottom of your foot, right between your big toe and your second toe ball joint. There's a little indentation there before you get to the middle of the arch. And I want you to just massage that for a minute with your thumbs. And you can make circles or pulses or rub it a little. Just do what's intuitive. I like to remind people that if it's a little tender, it can indicate that this meridian is blocked. And so doing this can be really helpful. If you find that you do this often, like I know people that rub their feet a lot, they're keeping it healthy. This is the end point of this kidney meridian. If you've ever had acupuncture, I never understood why my acupuncturist put needles here. Now I do. All right. Now, if you have a bolster, I want you to use it today. Put it on your feet. Press it right up against your upper inner thighs. And then you can just lean on this with your forearms. Maybe hold your head in your hands. The more you wiggle your elbows forward, the more you're going to get around that middle back area, that upper middle back area, right where the heart is, right where the diaphragm is. You can also just let your arms reach over your bolster. Now, if you don't have a bolster, I want you to grab your blocks, put your blocks in front of you, and lean on those. So whichever you want to do. Remember, find tension against tissues on purpose. So we don't want to make it like you're taking a nap. I don't know anybody who would take a nap in this position, but you want to feel something. For me, that something right now is in my lower back. So the discernment is always, how far do I go? My tendency is always to overdo. I went to the gym yesterday with my daughter. Some of you know that my daughter has not been all that well, and she's trying this going to the gym to see if she can start building a little bit of muscle back up. And I go with her as her support. And we were working on this one machine, and I got on it first, and then I did my sets, and then she got on it. And she looked at me, she goes, "Mom, what are you trying to prove? Why do you have such a heavy weight on there?" And again, it's my nature. I can, but do I have to work that hard? Do I? Part of me says yes. Part of me says maybe not. So I had to laugh when she said that to me. And so we're just pausing here. This is a very restorative um, posture. This is a nice one if you feel depleted. You need to reconnect to the self. Just take 5 minutes and sit here and do this. It's as powerful as the one where you lay down on the floor and put your legs up a wall. That's another really powerful one. Or legs up on something. Allow yourself just to move with gravity. So you'll notice in this particular shape, as your fascia starts to get a little softer, your body will start to move a little bit more towards your feet. And you can just adjust yourself a little bit as that happens. The way you know you're at the right sort of tension is that initially when you go into a shape, you'll feel some kind of tugging right away, and that'll stop you. That'll be what your edge is. But then that tugging might go away. And that's your knowing, oh, that's my fascia. It's gotten hydrated, it's releasing, it's letting go a little bit, it's softening, and I don't feel that pull anymore. So then your body will just naturally move deeper into it. It's not like we're trying to get anywhere, it doesn't matter. It's just really what you're feeling in your own body. They call it the felt sense. The felt sense. So we know the senses of the um, hearing and eyes and touch, all that, right? But there's an inner felt sense that when nobody ever talks about. And take one more nice deep breath here. And then move yourself upward. Move your bolster, whatever you have around you that you were using. Bring your legs up, stretch your legs out again. Feel free to lean back. We're going to go on our belly in a minute, but usually when you're forward bending, your body wants to go backward a little. And so you can just lean back, kind of push your chest up. Activate your legs so that the heels push away from you, toes go to the ceiling. Can you kind of get your muscular action going in your legs and then relax it? Okay, so let's come down onto the belly. And I want you to lie down with your head on your hands, pausing on the floor, feet a little bit wider apart. Gives you another opportunity to notice. Notice the breath, notice the body, notice the state of your mind. So this next one, we're going to go into it a little bit slower, and you can decide. So rather than your elbows open, bring your elbows close to your ribs, so your forearms and your hands are on the floor. And you're going to prop up into this, what I'm going to call a baby Sphinx pose. So you're not all the way up in Sphinx. And I want you to ask yourself if that feels all right. And then the second piece of this is to turn your right foot toes under, push out through your right leg only. So you feel that action. And then we're going to take a breath and twist to the left with your chin coming towards your left shoulder and your left shoulder's dipping a little bit. So if you can do all of that in this low Sphinx, come back out of it and come up into this full Sphinx, elbows under shoulders so you're elevated. Turn the right toes under, push through the leg, and then twist. So for me, I can't really feel what I want to feel until I come all the way up into high Sphinx or regular Sphinx. You might be different and need to be in the low position. But I want your right leg really active. So you're pressing up through that heel. You feel the engagement of your leg. And you're twisting to the left, trying to see your left foot. Your shoulders will dip and twist. It's a little bit of a side bend here. With your leg activated, breathe into the right side of your abdomen. See if you can feel and sense into the lower quadrant, down around your hip bones, lower back, maybe up into the ribs. Keep your head turned. Keep your eyes towards your feet. Keep pressing through your right leg. So sometimes our yin poses don't feel all that easy. Take one more breath here. And then release it and come to center. Okay, just switch your sides. Left foot turns under, press through your left leg. Get that whole leg activated and then twist and look over your right shoulder. So the shoulders will move. Don't stay rigid. Let your shoulders move. We're trying to pull the ribs away from the pelvis. Breathing into the left side body. See if you can feel and sense it going all the way up into your ribs. Give your organs a massage. Every single breath. If you take a nice full breath, your internal organs get a little massage, keeping them healthy, keeping the fascia hydrated and supple. And take one more breath. And then come back to center, releasing your legs for a moment. Now stay here. We're going to do 2 feet at the same time. Turning both toes under, press through both legs, and then gently pull with your arms to bring your heart forward. So you're doing a little bit of a back bend. This would feel like if you had a bolster under your pelvis laying on your back and you were, kind of back bending over the bolster. This is a little different. So keep pressing through your legs. Keep lifting your heart and moving it forward. Breathe into your entire lower but full body torso here. Belly button, lower belly, maybe waist, maybe under the ribs. Powerful, powerful action here. Try to keep your jaw relaxed. And if you're looking straight up at your wall in front of you, drop your chin in a little bit. I just caught myself doing it. Take one more nice deep breath. And then let everything go. All the way back down. Let feet go, let legs go. Just drop in. Alrighty. So I've got one more shape I want to do with you before we go to Shavasana. We started late, and if you have to leave, I'll send you the recording, but I am going to go past 11 o'clock for you guys, 9 o'clock for me. It's okay. I'm good, as long as you're good. So turn around on your back. Bend your knees, get yourself organized. I like to lift my pelvis up and reset it and then adjust my shoulders so my back feels like it's, fairly flat. Just pause here for a moment before we do this final action. So the one that we're going to do is part of it's familiar, part of it's new. When I get to the new part, I'm going to give you the option because it's a little bit, there's a little bit of leg activation in it. If it starts to feel too hard, just don't do it. So I want you to bring your left knee to your chest, slide your right leg down. So nice little knee hug here. Just pause. Shoulders down, jaw relaxed. Create some space in the back side of your body now. And then from here, if you don't have a block or a bolster or something close by, I want you to grab it. I'm going to put it along the side of my body here. And so as we move into this twist, I want you to take your right hand on your left knee, left hand on the floor, and twist over so that your knee lands on something. Now everybody's going to be different. Like I can't even really touch my bolster, but my foot's on it. Because I want you to be able to open your shoulder at least a little. Arm is expanded away from your body. But I want you to feel like you're on your right hip. Okay, I don't want you to roll back on your right buttocks towards your lower back. Stay on your right hip. So you might even end up adjusting yourself. I didn't ask you to move your hips over, but you might do it naturally. Now, here's what I want you to think about. The right leg, I want you to reach out through the heel like we were just doing. The leg is straight. It's on the floor. You're pressing through your right heel. Yes? Your left arm and your left shoulder are open wherever they can go. Now, I want you to see if you can lift that right leg off the floor just a little. Doesn't have to be a lot. Tiny little bit. Toes stay facing forward. You don't turn your toes up to the ceiling. Now, if you have your free right hand, you can put it on your outer left leg. Take a breath, and as you exhale, draw the belly in and start to unwind your shoulder a little bit more as you press out through your right leg a little bit more. So the right leg stays off the floor if you can do it. This is the new part, and if it's too hard, put it down. Pulling belly button in as you exhale, rotating open. So there's a direct line from the inner leg up through the groin to the outer obliques of the opposite side. So if you can imagine your right inner thigh comes up through your pelvis and wraps around your left ribs. And so we're just tapping into those deep tissues.
Now just drop your right leg, but keep it long on the floor and see if you can pause and open this twist just a little bit more. Eyes are turned to the left. Arm is expanded out to the left. With that action, you might feel something you've never noticed before, something a little deeper. You got a hold of some deeper tissue. Good for you. Take one more breath. And then carefully start to bring yourself up to the center. When your left foot lands on the floor, bring your right foot up. Adjust yourself by picking your pelvis up and resetting it, resetting your shoulders. And then pause. First time I did that movement, I kind of just made it up. First time I did that movement, I could not believe the release I had in my twist. It's like completely transformed it. So if you ever took my muscle class that I've taught over the years, one of my mantras is you have to give muscles a job. And so that's an example. So if you got a lot out of it, that's an example of giving your muscles a job so that they can actually do what you need them to do so you're not just hanging through something. All right, so let's do the other side. So left leg down, right leg in. Pose or pause here. Don't pose here, pause here. Drawing the knee towards the chest, keeping the long leg on the floor. And breathe. And softening into the right side back body. And then holding the hand, left hand on your right knee. If you want to adjust your pelvis a little bit to the right, go ahead. Don't make it a big movement. And then start to pull your knee across the body. Find some place where it can rest. I'm a big advocate for not overstretching your sacrum. So if you put your knee on the floor, you're overstretching it. And then start to open up your right arm a little bit. Kind of find this dance between can my shoulder open and can my knee come over? Find this sort of edge that you're at. And now start to focus on your left leg, pushing through that left heel. Feel the muscles activate. And you can stay here if lifting it up felt crazy hard, or lift it off the floor about an inch. And then start to exhale from the belly, turning the belly open to the right, starting to find that connection from the inner heel of the left leg all the way up through the leg, all the way up through the pelvis, around the right ribs and shoulder. Try to keep your foot parallel to the floor. Don't lift it up high. I have my left hand on my right outer leg. I'm just sort of holding it in place. And every time you exhale, draw the belly in, turn it to the right more. And then soften the leg down onto the floor and see if you can't rest in this fuller, more expansive twist. Breathing all the way through chest and belly, eyes to the right. And take one more nice deep breath. And then slowly starting to come out of your shape. Get your feet on the floor. Pick your pelvis up and put it back down, resetting yourself. And then just pause here with your knees bent and see and feel. That little action that we just did is something I've been starting to practice regularly because I have a lot of right and left side uh, unevenness, I'll call it. And I really feel like I get a lot out of that one. You might be a different person, be a different action, but really identify, if you can identify one thing that really resonated with you today, and you just do that. We start to build new neural pathways, new samskaras with new habits and new patterns, with our thinking, with our body, with our actions. We have the ability to do that. All right, bring your knees to your chest, give them a little hug. Maybe give them a little rock, a rocky rock. A little self-love. And then when you feel ready, I want you to move to Shavasana. Feel free to use your props to prop your legs up or your body up any way you like. Cover yourself up with a blanket so that your nervous system can stay calm. You will get cooler as you rest. If you tend to run hot, just cover the bottom half of you. Maybe put something over your pelvis. If you happen to have a sandbag, those are nice to use. I don't personally like sandbags when I do Shavasana. I use them in a different way, but some people like them. And then when you feel settled, take a nice deep breath and exhale yourself into stillness.
Take a longer and deeper breath. And slowly starting to stretch and move, coming back to your body and the space around you. And as you feel ready, you can start to bend your knees. Gently roll to your right side. Pausing there for a moment or two, and then bring yourself up to sitting. We'll close the practice. Once you're seated, hands can come to the heart center. Closing our practice as we always do with gratitude for our time together on the mat, our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste.